Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Adafruit Show and Tell. I'm Liz. I'm going to be your host this evening. If you would like to join the live stream to show off your project, especially during this sleepy week between Christmas and New Year's, you can come by the Adafruit Discord at adafruit.it/discord, and in the live broadcast chat, you'll find the link. First, we're going to kick things off with our friend Kevin from DigiKey. Hey, Kevin, how's it going?
Hey Liz, how you doing? You're right. It is a sleepy week between Christmas and New Year's. That's why I have the lights off, and I'm just trying to stay in the dark.
Nice.
So everything's good. I hope all is well with you and the rest of the Adafruit team.
Yeah, things are going well. Thanks.
So over this sleepy week and last week, I was kind of playing around in my house, in my bar, and adding some lights to it to make it look really cool and really fancy. So one of my coworkers introduced me to WLED using the ESP devices.
Oh, nice.
What I'm using a Feather ESP32, and to be able to install it is you literally install it over Chrome. There's nothing else needed. It just puts all the files right on the device, and you change everything on the GUI. And the GUI also works on your phone or a mobile device or web browser. And the beautiful thing is I think I have about 600 LEDs here, and all the wires are hidden, and it's just simple. I mean, just changing colors, you just literally push the button and change it to all these different options that they have. Nice. And I also took it one step further and added a microphone to it. So I have a microphone back. It's too dark. You can't see. It's back there.
In the corner there.
So right now it's not working. You can see as I talk, the lights come on, or if I hit the counter.
That's great.
When I have guests over or whatever, playing some music, it looks really cool in here. And I see I have a little helper right there.
Yeah.
A guest coming in, so I apologize about that. But yeah, this is just a fun project that I worked on at home, and the simplicity of the Adafruit Feather boards and some of the tutorials out there is just incredible, and it's a lot of fun. So that's what I have for show and tell this week.
I love how it looks too under the recessed bar and with the glass and everything too. So it looks really nice.
Yeah, it really adds a good look. There's usually a bunch of bottles on the top shelf, but for this I took them down.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kevin. I hope you have a good rest of the sleepy week.
And you do the same. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
No problem. Have a good night. Next, we're going to hear from some Adafruit folks. We're going to kick things off with Nate. Hey, Nate, how's it going?
Hey, good. Good to see you, Liz.
Good to see you too.
Today I brought my 3D printed owl. So this is kind of an art project that I did over the break. It's a 3D printed no support design, and it has a rotating head. So this is kind of my attempt of making another owl, but more artistic with a little bit of print in place mechanism. So the bottom of the owl has this kind of handle that allows you to rotate the head. And it started off as kind of like wanted to do like an ornament with the sort of circular pattern of these kind of tubes that are kind of curving. So I started with that, and then I saw something on Amazon that was like an owl piggy bank sort of, and it had this similar kind of meshing. I was like, it's got to be an owl. So I worked on the owl head, and then from there I figured, okay, instead of just like doing the whole snap fit bit where I kind of print two things and snap fit them together, how about I just print it all in one go with the head printed separately? So the internal structure is what keeps the head elevated, and that's what's connected to the head really. And then there's some geometry on the bottom here that kind of captures the edge of the handle of the bottom of this so that it can't come out, so it can't fall apart, can't be disassembled. And there's some little details like the wing that has these kind of triangular patterns. And it did pretty good for the print. It came out a little bit stringy because our method for doing time lapses are they tend to leave prints like this kind of stringy, but this wood filament cleaned up fairly good. There's some blemishes and stuff on the eyes, but it's fine. So there's no post-processing here, just kind of cleaning it up with our fingers, right? And yeah, you get this kind of free spinning kind of thing. It's fun to kind of just do that with. So it's a free design. If folks want to print it out, maybe they get themselves a new 3D printer and they're looking to to print something kind of fun, give this a shot. It's on printables.com. I'll throw it up on some of the other sites, but it's there for now. And there'll be a blog post going out. But we also did the Time Lapse Tuesday video that came out on Tuesday. So if folks want to see that, where's
Excellent.
Put it. An owl should be on your shoulder. So
yeah. I like that you can kind of almost like kind of puppeteer it with the way that the
you can kind of hide it and you can't tell, like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, so something a little bit different. And
it's kind of like a stress test, but it's also like artsy. So you can really fine tune your printer, but also get something nice for your home at the same time.
Hoot. Cool. Well, yeah, check it out.
Cool.
It's up there. Folks want to try their.
Excellent. Yeah, we can also drop the link in the Discord chat too if folks want.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm on there. Cool. Awesome. Good idea.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye. Next, we're going to go to Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
I was going to come on Show and Tell, but I need to go start printing that owl like now because it is so cute, and I have a little thing for owls, so that was neat to see. Yeah. But I have my screen share up, and I'll show you what I've been working on today. So this is a keyboard for the Atari XEGS, which was a very late kind of game console.
Wow. Okay.
Late 80s. Way too late to be good in the market. But anyway, it has this interesting keyboard with the help button. So that's why we got it and decided to do it. And so I put a cutie pie inside, and it is scanning the keyboard and translating all the key presses. And so I can type, well, if I was in the right window. And every time you press the help button, you can get help. So, sometime in January, I'll be doing a guide around this with CircuitPython, and I'll probably actually do it with the ESP32S3 Cutie Pie because we want to use it to show this ultra low power processor that is in it and is really nicely suited to the task. And yeah, it's not a great keyboard. The keys are kind of mushy and it doesn't have rollover.
Oh, okay.
So just one key at a time plus shift or control is about all you can do. Okay. But, if you were feeling nostalgic or if you wanted this particular keyboard layout to use in an emulator, it would be a lot of fun. And so we were discussing this in our internal meeting, and information from Phil B is that there was the Atari XE home computer and then the Game Station version, XEGS. And the home computer had these 4 keys populated.
Oh, okay.
And this doesn't, and they're not usable. So I couldn't, in CircuitPython make these do anything because they're not connected out.
Gotcha.
Just in case you were wondering about that. So yeah, that's what I've got. Although at the end, if we've got time, I've got another really old, it's a 1979 little newsletter to look at for fun. So
excellent. All right. And I mean, the help button is just wonderful, especially the tape of it.
I mean, it should maybe send F1, but for the purposes of demoing it, I thought this would be.
I like the help. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Jeff.
I'll be pressing this button a lot. Anyway.
I would too. We're going to hear some from some folks in the community, then we'll come back to the diabolical computer.
All right.
Okay, thanks. All right. Next, we're going to hear from Paul Cutler. How's it going?
Hi, Liz. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Almost all the projects I've worked on have been for fun, and I finally made a practical project. So here in Minnesota, we've got really hard water, so I've got a water softener, and I have to pour tons of salt in it. Well, and it's 4 or 5 feet tall, and I never remember to check it until it's gone. Gotcha. So I got a Feather ESP with a time of flight sensor. I got to figure out how I'm going to mount this underneath the lid, and it's hooked up to Adafruit IO, and every day it just tells me, it measures how much salt is left and tells me the distance. It's perfect. So yeah, just something small. It was easy to do, something quick over the holidays, and pretty proud of it.
That's awesome. And you are also the host of the CircuitPython podcast.
I am. We just wrapped up season 2. Tech Trick was the last guest, and we'll be back in probably a month or 2.
Excellent. Yeah, I really love what you've done with that, and I think it's made 2022 a really special year for CircuitPython. Looking forward to seeing what you do in 2023 with it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Paul, and happy holidays. All right. Now we're going to end our last show and tell of 2022 with Jeff,
all right.
the diabolical computer.
That was quick. So yeah, this was, in a cache of stuff that I was given by a friend, and I don't know the full history. But what I've gathered is it's for TRS-80, which was kind of the computer of Radio Shack. And yeah, so like anything, and 79 is super early for home computers. Let me get this out of the way. You don't need that. Yeah, so, and there's no like mailing information on it. So probably my friend picked it up, at a bookstore.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple of the articles here, the Diabolical Computer talks about, I think level 1 is a particular model of computer. And so, yeah, it talks about they had one and they would type in a program and then the program would just go, and all your day's work was lost.
Oh.
But they say, just take it back to the rehabilitation center, which I think was your local Radio Shack, and that they would fix it for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And this says in 1977, I organized Mall Mart. Distributes information mostly by mail, which is how they did it in those days. It was the custom. And it wouldn't be early home computing without basic programs.
Yes.
So they have a program to clear the screen to white, and version 1 here is 5 lines long in basic, and it takes about 47 seconds to fill the screen with white, which I thought was pretty crazy. And
why would you want it faster? That's perfect.
Why would you need it faster? But they optimize it. Program 2 gets it down to where is it? 8 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And then and then they kind of explain. And look at this guy.
The art in this is excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I think is he pressing the help key? That's my question. Is he pressing the help key there?
Yeah.
But he's worried about what's going to happen, clearly. But then they have a whole larger program listing in here.
Oh, wow.
It's going to run you, I don't know, what is that, 20 odd lines?
Yeah.
Probably like 18. Well, some of them are more than one line, but 18 numbered locations that could do a graph right on your home TV.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool. It doesn't say anywhere that I saw how long it takes to produce the graph, but I'm guessing probably the greater part of a minute you'd be sitting there waiting for your computer to finish showing this on the TV. But this, of course, is not the TV. This is somebody has worked out on graph paper what is shown at each location somehow manually. And let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit. So this here is showing, like, starting at memory location 512, which is sub rows 24, 25, and 26, because you can divide your characters up into 3 pixels by 2 pixels.
Okay.
And then, counting across, you're going to put these dots here, and then you'd work out in your program how to do this stuff. Yeah. So down here is the numbering of the character positions. Character 4 is subdots 8 and 9. And then your line goes over to position 1023 for the last line of the screen. And you'd have to, manage all that with your little basic commands. And boy, it was a lot of fun in those days, I guess. But it's just, it's always fun to say we've come a long way.
Yeah.
And
I never had the opportunity to play with those kind of machines, but it's interesting to see how it used to be, and then look at where we are now and think about
it was a good
the sound of PyPortal.
It was a good 5 or 6 years later before I had my first home computer, but in a lot of ways, I think it was just about as rudimentary as this. It had just become more affordable. And now we are grumpy if my PyPortal display takes 2 seconds to refresh.
Right.
It's doing graphics and it's pulling from the internet and all these amazing things. So and by the way, keep an eye on the blog, because we will be asking people soon to tell us where they want CircuitPython to go in 2023.
Yes.
And we're going to invite you to post on blogs or send us emails, or just talk about it in whatever way works for you, and then we'll kind of amplify that and through the blog and through other mediums. I don't know exactly, and because we like to know what y'all want. And normally Scott would be here saying that, but he's taking quality time off.
Yes.
And thank you, Liz, for coming in to host Show and Tell tonight.
Oh, no problem.
I hear it was otherwise your week off, but here you are.
No, all good.
All right.
Thanks so much, Jeff, and looking forward to seeing everyone's CircuitPython 2023 post as well.
Yeah, so start thinking now. Start thinking now, and let us know.
All right.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming by Show and Tell. Last Show and Tell of 2022. It's been a lovely year. In about 15 minutes, John Park is going to have his John Park's workshop live right here. Stay tuned. And until then, happy holidays, folks. And we'll see you in 2023.